My name is Steve Nakagawa, also known as Snack, as many of you probably know me by. And we're with the Florida High-Tech Corridor and the Cenfluence team specifically. But we also have here Pam Jones from Congressman Webster's office.
Really good. Thank you.
And from the City of Eustis, Commissioner Christine Cruz. And the City Manager, Tom Carino. And Al Latimer from City of Eustis. And there'll be some other, I'll announce the Lake County people in a second, but any other either elected officials or people representing elected officials here. If we miss you, then my apologies. I think that's all I have for this. And then lead economic area development partnership. Ray will talk here shortly. And Wolf Branch Brewing is who's providing the beer, sponsored by We're going to mention Mega Workplace people in just a second. But thank you for Mega Workplace for hosting us here. I was supposed to say that we gave tickets for the beers if you registered for the event. But now we have enough beer that you can have unlimited beer. Be careful driving home. Do not drink and drive. Next slides. Okay, so this is the slide that says what is Cenfluence and what is the Florida High-Tech Corridor. The Florida High-Tech Corridor is a 23-county economic development initiative of the three universities, UCF, USF, and UF. And so it's 23 counties, but we are here in Lake County. So now is when I told myself I would do a little poll. Who is here who lives in, works in, or does business with Lake County? Let's hear it. Who is here from outside of Lake County or lives or works outside of Lake County? Well, that's good. So that's part of the goal, is to bring the ecosystem to Lake County, because there's a lot going on in Lake County and Eustis. And so that's why we're here at the Mega Workplace. Applause. And we did have a couple hurricanes, if you guys hadn't heard. So hopefully all of you had everything go okay, or you and your family and friends. But there's still people without power in places. There's still damages. There's people out of their homes, of course. There's homes that have been damaged and destroyed. So thoughts and prayers to those folks. Okay, so then the rest of the what is the Florida High-Tech Corridor and Cenfluence will be coming here shortly. I think the first thing I do is introduce George Asbadi and or Pam. There's George. Thank you for they hosted the Mega Workplace hosted the event, and they lead, and the Cenfluence team are providing food and drink, and Wolf Branch Brewing is providing beer. So thank you, George, for hosting.
Thank you. I just wanted to, on behalf of our city, welcome you guys to the city of Eustis. Eustis is on the move. Eustis is going places, and our commission is pro-advancement, and this building is dedicated from the private sector, from Pam and I, to developing economic development, collaboration between businesses, and moving us into that next decade, century. And tech is certainly a significant part of that. We expect to see flying taxis within a couple of years through here. And I see him laughing and giggling, but it's actually happening. So it's a long way through life, and tech is a huge part. And I would love to see the city, and I know they would more than welcome tech into our town. But most importantly, thank you for coming here. Thank you for allowing us to host. We believe in you. We believe in the tech future. We believe in the jobs that it creates, the economic impact that it creates, and the collaboration that we see between tech companies is phenomenal. So thank you for being here. Feel free to tour our building if you like. And if there's anything we can do, Pam and I are available on any other things. And enjoy yourselves. Thank you for being here.
Okay, I guess I said this part. Food sponsors, Mega Workplace Lead, and Cenfluence, and beer sponsors, Mega Workplace and Old French Brewing Lead. Okay, introducing the CEO of the Florida High Tech Corridor, Paul Sloan.
Good afternoon. So there are some people I met this morning. So driving in, I said I just want a cup of coffee. So I went to this place, DNA coffee thing. Yeah, there you go. And I walk in, and you all know what this place is. And there's a bunch of folks that are sitting there having these wonderful discussions about businesses here. I got waved in, come on in. They all thought I was a business owner. I wasn't. But I thought, so I met Al, I met the commissioner. It was great. We actually took the whole corridor team, all 11 of us, and we spent all day here today. We do a face-to-face once a quarter because we are never face-to-face. So let's come up to use this. And then let's flow right into this, which has been absolutely fabulous. So let me tell you just real quickly, it is 23 counties. We're funded, we're really powered by the universities, by UCF, USF, and UF, that's the triad. And then we have programs like Cenfluence. For me as a former naval aviator, and to be able to do this for the last 4 years and really explore what's going on in these 23 counties from innovation and the energy that's out there to be able to help businesses, large and small, get connected. This building here is just one example of, we were talking this morning a little bit about, gee, if we built it, who would show up? And guess what? I mean, the numbers are staggering on the folks that you help through this. So that's wonderful. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So this is the team. Most of them are on the Cenfluence side. So the clustering organization and SNAP will talk about that. We have a lot of funding ability through matching grants, through the SBA's FAST program. So the resources, we don't just bring people, we have funding as well. And so we're able to connect with businesses here and help you. And that's the whole idea. That was how this thing got created. It's why we have a Dan Webster Scholarship in the economic development world that we give. These are all pieces that are connected. So thank you very much for hosting us today. It was wonderful. This afternoon, this evening, it was wonderful. It is wonderful. Appreciate it. I'll give it back to Snack. Snack, thank you.
Okay, here's the lineup of what we're doing today. We are having the Cenfluence meetup right now, learning about what it is and what Lake County's got going on for economic development. And then there's this thing called Pitch and Brew. So like you have the yellow beer stein squishies. This is something that the Cenfluence team launched 3 months ago in Seminole County. And it's a way to have a brew and have a pitch and put the pitch competition and the brew situation together. So Kelly will run that. Kelly's an entrepreneur that works for the Cenfluence team. And then continue networking and drink the rest of the beer and eat all the rest of the food. Okay, so this Cenfluence thing, there's this expression in Tibet, tech-based economic development. And the tech industries of the world, that's a word that means a lot of things to a lot of different people, right? But the tech industries are the ones that typically have the ability to scale and to work with other industries. And sometimes when you put them together with other tech startups or corporates or enterprise level companies, then you create this natural explosion or this ability to scale and bring a lot of jobs and money to the area and reasons for people to know an area. So this thing called Cenfluence was an initiative that started down in Orange County 3+ years ago, shortly after, maybe you haven't heard of it, there's a thing called COVID that happened 4-ish years ago. I think we're completely past, I don't know, knock on wood. But around that time frame, Orange County said to themselves and to the Florida High Tech Corridor, we got to figure out ways to diversify our industries. You know, Orange County typically is known for a lot of hospitality industry and attractions, and so they launched this initiative with the Florida High Tech Corridor, where the corridor for the first time decided to take funding from outside of the universities. The prior funding used to be through just the research universities, UCF, UF, and USF. And so that was, then they started taking, the corridor started taking funding from Orange County, and then it eventually rotate fast forward to another 3 years from then. Now we are funded by Orange County, Seminole County, City of Orlando, the Small Business Administration grant that Paul mentioned. This is called the Growth Accelerator Fund Competition Grant that was to help bring that initiative to rural and underserved areas. So that's why we're here now. Also funding from the Orlando Economic Partnership for the semiconductor industry. So there's a fifth cluster. I'll show you the cluster shortly. And Duke Energy. Duke Energy is a funder for specifically for our energy and environmental sciences cluster. So I will show you some more of those right here. Right now, this is an initiative that Cenfluence is an initiative. It's an industry clustering initiative that is 5 industry clusters, which you see on the left-hand side. And it is a no fee for the entrepreneurs that are in those industries and are tech-based companies and have the ability to scale and are energetic and want to work with other companies and want to work with the ecosystem. And so the Cenfluence team, which we have now 6 members of the Cenfluence team, 1 cluster manager for each of the clusters, and I'll show you who those people are here in a second, and we'll have them jump up and down and wave to you. And then bring these services that are on the right side of the slide to all those 227, or might be 228, I saw one coming earlier today. We bring those services to connect those companies to the ecosystem, to people. There are lots of organizations that want to help entrepreneurs. Right? Entrepreneurial support organizations, ESOs, they are out there looking for ways to support entrepreneurship. And so we are working to be the navigators for all those companies to figure out how to find help, how to connect to local grants, to all the local opportunities. We do a little business development for them by searching the web. Like crazy amount of web searching that happens every week, and we get some information out to all those companies. We look for ways to get them to talk to each other in situations like this. We do cross-cluster collaborations. And so then in those industries, if you can't see it, maybe we should slide this one over a little bit. You guys see the slides? We're hiding computers up here. Energy and environmental sciences, I'll say them again. Energy and environmental sciences, gaming, entertainment, and esports, learning sciences, human performance, life sciences, and the semiconductor industry. So the companies are in the range of 35 to 50-ish member companies or organizations in each of those clusters, to add up to 227. And you see the kind of brightish colored counties. That's the primary areas that are where the companies are from. But we have companies in the light blue-ish areas all across the 23 counties of the Florida High Tech Corridor. That's what the light blue areas are. And I'm sorry if you have color blindness. People can't see that very well. I think that's all I want to say on this slide, except for that QR code, which I think is really cool because it incorporates the clusters, is how you go to the Cenfluence website. Go to cenfluence.com. Okay, there's the numbers of the members of each of the clusters, and there are the cluster managers. So if Lisa Rain would hold her hand up and jump up and down, right here, she is the cluster manager for Energy and Environmental Sciences, former City of Orlando employee and former Duke Energy. Amanda Allen, Learning Sciences and Human Performance. Jack Henkel, who's behind Amanda, Gaming, Entertainment, and Esports. Carol Massa, formerly Orange County. And Jordan DeWitt is not here, but his boss is here, Dustin Wells. So you told him not to be here, obviously. And then we have Kelly Shea, who actually set up this whole thing. She's our cluster coordinator. And I mentioned earlier, an entrepreneur herself, has started 3 companies. 2 companies. She's a slacker. And an UCF graduate. Go Knights.
Oh.
Go Knights. Just wonder if there's anyone here, but I know football This slide is not, you're not meant to be able to see all those organizations on there. You can see a little bit that the 5 clusters are in the middle of that web. This is just our way of telling that there's a lot of stuff out there of all the organizations that are these cluster members. And our goal is to know what the needs are for that organization, all those organizations, the 227, doing a needs assessment, and figure out how we can serve them. So Jack was mentioning this earlier today, is we go to where the companies are, virtually, electronically, and we make sure we figure out what their needs are on how they're trying to grow in that company. And we help. And this is to show the ecosystem. There's many organizations that the Florida High Tech Corridor is very connected to and understands what they want to do to help, and we think we understand well what the 227 companies need, and we try to help you navigate all this stuff. That's only, I'm going to guess, 10% of the organizations that we work with to try to help companies. In fact, I looked up there, I saw Black Orlando Tech. Sophia's here from Black Orlando Tech. If you don't see your logo up there, you're an entrepreneurial support organization or ecosystem, I'm sorry, send us your logo, and we'll put it on there, but it'll start to get really huge. Let me do that one more yell out. Who are here that are founders, entrepreneurs, startups, or from those companies? Your phone is ringing. And who is here that is, you would call ecosystem or entrepreneurial support? And many of you are both of those things probably, so hopefully you raise your hand. That's another goal of ours, is to push all of you together. That's what that slide says. Okay, I mentioned small business administration and the reason that we're here in Lake County. A lot of our work was in Orange Seminole City, Orlando previously, but now that we're going out to see on the right-hand side, those are the organizations that we partnered with for this Growth Accelerator Fund competition to bring entrepreneurial support clustering initiative to the rural underserved areas. Catapult, Lakeland, if you haven't been to Catapult, it's kind of like a mega workplace, but a little bit bigger. Business Incubator Program from UCF, Kate Manley's here from downstairs. Go Kate, she's representing the UCF Business Incubator Program, but we work with them across all their incubator locations. Orlando Economic Partnership, I mentioned that we have the Semiconductor Cluster, the lead organization with Ray representing, Starter Studio, which is an accelerator, and so we help connect the companies with scholarships to Starter Studio. And the Micaplex is the Embry-Riddle University Research Park. Is that the right word? Embry-Riddle University Research Park, the Micaplex down there. And I guess I hit them all. So the reason that we're doing that is to help connect to those support organizations in those more rural areas. Osceola County, Polk County, Lake County, and Volusia County. And so we're also bringing events like this to all those locations. And we have already. This is the why you're here. In-person connections, cross-cluster collaborations. We're bringing ecosystem builders together and help you get better. The corridor, another thing we were talking about in our offsite earlier today, the corridor is uniquely positioned to help everyone do their roles better, whether that be entrepreneurs or ecosystem people. We are here to help everybody in those 23 counties to get better at what they do to build entrepreneurship, to build economic development. How you can help is to come to these things, come to these kind of events, engage with people here, stick around afterwards and drink the beer and eat all the food and the sodas and water too, and make sure that you talk to, I don't know, there's so many people here, talk to 10 people that you've never talked to before. Don't talk to just the people you see every week at 1 Million Cups downstairs or wherever you are, up here. Make sure you talk to different people, and you're going to be shocked at the commonalities that you have and the reasons that you might want to partner and work together. That's why we do this stuff. Did I cover everything I was supposed to cover? Cenfluence team, corridor team. I talked too long. I'll tell you later. Anyone talk, Nate.
Great. Well, thank you, Snack. Thank you, Cenfluence, for the high-tech program. I want to shake a hand, but I also want. No, thank you all for coming here. And just to quickly, because I know we want to get to the pitching group and all that dynamic. I think it's fantastic to bring that dynamic to Lake County. Lake Economic Development, I'm not going to go word by word. Really, we're a startup organization ourselves. We came to pass 2 years ago, really to drive economic development and bring structured economic development in 3 pillars to Lake County. And in partnership with Lake County, our private investors, City of Eustis, and other places, I think this kind of economic development dynamic is something that is really taking root here. It is a long game. It is about improving our communities and bringing higher wage jobs, more opportunities for the citizens. And as we are right now as an organization, I'll point out Mike Kelly in the back, my colleague, handles the business retention. And we've got someone named Mason Henson that works on the business attraction. Mike is really about connecting companies, primary employers to each other and to get them the resources that they need to grow. Mason Henson, who previously had worked for Florida Commerce, started with LEAD about a few months ago, and he is out marketing Lake County in other parts of Florida, in other parts of the U.S., and other parts of the world. He's, like, for example, he was at in Quebec. It was the BioFlorida? IMC. So again, he's talking to companies. Everyone knows Florida. Everyone knows Disney. We're finding out, Mason specifically, not many people have been to Lake County from other parts of the world, but they have been to our counterparts in Orange County. And now we have that connection in terms of next time they're in Orange County and they're in Universal and Disney, now all of a sudden they've got that connection of where Lake County is. So very important dynamic to bring these companies in all different sectors to our area. I handle the fun part. It's the business creation. I'm not going to go through this way too many words. Business creation, the entrepreneurship, and that's what I think we're most proud of here. As Snack, as Paul, as the rest of the team has talked about, they are building and connecting innovation across 23 counties. And so that's a big task. And I think what we have done in Lake County in partnership with George and Pam, with UCF Incubator, with the SBDC who's downstairs, and who in here has been to 1 million cups in Lake County in this room? Thank you. It is because of you creating that awareness, creating that excitement for entrepreneurs, getting entrepreneurs knowing the ecosystem that we're building to help them succeed, which in the end obviously builds the wealth and helps your companies grow and helps the wealth for Lake County. And so this 1MC is really I think the shining star that we are so proud of. And in my, I've worked in chambers and economic development since about 2008. And I've heard the term public-private partnership, which LEAD is, and it's something that, you know, a lot of people hear, but to me, this building that you're seated in, this event, this building, this ecosystem that has really been building, started with 1 million cups and has just expanded to 50 to 60 people every Wednesday. I mean, what a cool, thank you George and Pam for, you know, the story really goes where they were renovating this building to open a co-working space. LEAD was stood up around the same time. I was working at the UCF Incubator, started with LEAD, got to meet George and Pam, saw this building when it was still a shell as they were renovating it. And I've told this story many times, but you know, when I was talking about part of the 1 million cups, LEAD was charged to start that chapter in Lake County. There's about over 100 other chapters around the US, all supporting entrepreneurs in Ocala, Daytona Beach, Orlando, other places in the area, and across the US. And I remember thinking in my head to myself, God, I hope we can get 15, 20 people here, you know, kind of for the opening.
Yeah.
You know, I was worried that, you know, you're getting the word out, and then to start off as strong as it did, and to really have the pointer, there we go. Pointer doesn't work on flat screens, do they? But so that kind of dynamic every week, 50 to 60 people in this room, helping each of their businesses grow. It's been such a really cool dynamic, and that's really, you know, again, I know Meg here, Kathleen, the county has been so supportive. Jermaine, I think, is around here somewhere. It's just been such a team effort, and you know, the hashtag "It Takes a Village," I don't think applies to anything more than what we see here.
So I think with that, I just wanted to say thank you all, and hopefully that explains a little bit more of the ecosystem that I think is going on here. So thank you, Steph. Appreciate it. Thank you.
From Lake County. This was, I held the announcement for Kathleen and Meg Brew, who's from Lake County also, and Jermaine from Lake County. She's our secret weapon for Lake County for economic development. So Kathleen,
We do have a great team. Well, welcome to Lake County. If this is your first time here, we welcome you, and we're so glad you're here. And thank you to Snack and Paul for bringing your event out. We're so glad to be partnering and bringing Cenfluence and the high-tech corridor into Lake County. We've participated on the calls, but Lake County is really hungry for innovation and high-tech industries to come to the county. If you ask an economic developer working in Lake County right now what keeps you awake at night, it is the need to increase the number of high-wage, high-tech, and high-quality jobs that we have in the county. So we have a great ecosystem here. The one thing I think that hasn't been said about Pam and George and this building is that as this stands as really a beacon for entrepreneurship and innovation, Lake County, it's always been a home of an innovator and an entrepreneur, right? Because on this floor of this building used to live a family who was very ingrained in the city of Eustis, and the bottom floor was their highly successful plumbing company, started up from scratch. And so it just has a great history, and I love that you guys took it and paid homage to, you know, the building and to their legacy here in Eustis, and have redeveloped it into kind of this shining star that is the home of the UCF Business Incubator here in Lake County. Opened right out a year ago. And so we're very excited to have you here. A few fun facts about Lake County if you're new. Lake County is long. It's 1,100 square miles. But if you drive from the very top in Astor to the very south in Lake County in Four Corners, which I've done a few times, it can take well over 90 minutes to traverse Lake County from the north end to the south end. So it's got 14 different municipalities, a lot of diversity, 1,500 named lakes in the county. And we're growing from the 1970s, where we had about 70,000 people, to this year we have well over 435,000 people, expected to grow to over 600,000 in the year 2050. So we know the growth is coming, and with that comes that urgent need for the job creation and innovation. So we have a highly supportive commission for business creation. We have business incentives in lots of different high-tech industries, and that really cool intersection of innovation, high-tech, and manufacturing that we see in Lake County a lot as well. But we have some strategic corridors for growth to help us absorb some of the more dense housing and growth that we know is coming to Lake County, and how we can do that in an innovative way that also preserves our natural resources and our quality of life that we enjoy here with our open space. One of those is in Mount Dora, and it is an innovation district specifically aimed at high-tech industries and high-tech growth. One is in Claremont Wellness Way, which is centered around human performance and sports nutrition and high-tech and agri-tech and all of those innovative things that come along with wellness as well. So there's also one in Migniola, and then our most kind of grown-up and oldest strategic corridor is in Groveland at the Christopher Seaford Commerce Park, which is really over 1,000 acres of industrial space. So we're really excited to have you here, to welcome you to Lake County, and I am not going to stand in the way of this pitch and brew any longer, so I'll turn it back over to Snack, but welcome.
okay, I have two more announcements before pitch and brew. There is a webinar called Getting Medical Technology to Market, FDA Regulatory Pathway, that's happening on November 12th. November's not very far away, if you guys didn't know. So there's the RSVP QR code, if you want to hit that. And if you miss it before I turn the slide, then talk to any of us, we'll get you there.
Follow us on social media.
Follow us on social media, Cenfluence and the Fort High-Tech Corridor on LinkedIn and Instagram and this thing called Facebook. And then on the 20th of November, this event was scheduled for October 8th. Is that what the day was? which was the day-ish or so before when Hurricane Milton came to visit. So we have rescheduled that for November 20th. This is the Florida Climate Week event for Central Florida. Florida Climate Week is across Florida, either virtual or in-person events. We will host, led by Lisa Rain, host Florida Climate Week event at the Orlando Science Center on the 20th, 4 to 6:30, and a panel of government leaders from Orange County, Seminole County, and Save Orlando, and then a panel of entrepreneurs with really cool tech industries, or tech companies in that industry. So come to that, please. And sponsored by Duke Energy, and Science Center is providing the building for us. Did I hit them all? Thank you. Be there. It's going to be really cool, and there'll be a reception. Okay, Kelly Shea is going to do the pitch and brew part and talk about trophies and judges as well. Thank you, guys.
All right, now it's time for the fun part. I know everyone's so excited.
My part was fun.
Yeah. If you can't tell from the pants, I work for the high-tech corridor, but I am actually Cenfluence's cluster coordinator. So instead of having a specific cluster, I can help assist with all the different things, including pitch and brew. So we kind of have a different format for this event, where I'm sure a lot of you have attended pitch events or 1 million cups, things like that, where there's pitch decks and those things. But we're actually doing 5 minutes total, and we're challenging the companies to pitch for only 2 minutes. So when you meet someone, even if you have a high-tech company, you should be able to state concisely what you're able to do. And that's what we wanted to really challenge and help our companies with kind of the awareness there. There'll be 3 minutes for our amazing judges to do Q&A, which I'll announce in a minute. And like I said, no pitch decks, all verbal. And so our judges are Sophia Porter, and she's the Executive Director and Marketing Lead for Brew. If you guys didn't attend, they actually recently had their liftoff launchpad competition, or launchpad liftoff. Okay. And it was awesome. They had some really great, and two of our cluster members actually placed in the competition as well, which was great. And then we have Destin Wells, the Senior Vice President in Economic Development for Orlando Economic Partnership, OEP. And then we also have Meg Brew, which she was on the slide earlier with Kathleen Dial. She's the Economic Development Director for Lake County. So I know a lot of you probably already know her as well. So thank you all for joining. And so today we actually have 2 of our contestants weren't able to make it. So we are going to have Faison, pitch, agree, and compete. All right, and like we said, so we have the judges here, and let's get their microphones going. So, first of all, I know you guys only had 1 drink ticket, but we still have plenty of beer left over, so feel free to grab another beverage. And then we have our amazing trophy, which they are competing for, homemade by Amanda, the Life Sciences and Human Performance Cluster Manager. So very high stakes competition. But we will get started. So good luck to our presenters. All right. And we're going to start with Faison.
Faison, and I'm supposed to pitch. I really just want to plug. I am in this building because my office is downstairs. This building is amazing. We are a hub zone certified company. I solve unbelievably hard problems with tech. You name it, from the brew companies, we do facial recognition before you drink by itself, palm recognition at hockey games and sports arenas, Department of Defense. We're doing low orbit, medium orbit with space sports right now. So we solve hard challenges using technology. It's not a thermostat, it's not a product. So that is what we do, and the reason why I am here is because of Cenfluence, the small business incubator. I think Aaron Baker's even in the room. That's our business. $8.2 billion a year comes out of Orlando on the east side, out of the Tech Road, Army, Eagle Stride, Nav Air. So if you're a small business, this is the place to be. Grow your, my average employee, Ken Spino, my wife knows all, $115K to $315,000 a year they make. So as I grow, all that will be in Lake County, and we're looking for those software engineers, and those AI and ML engineers, and the next wave of algorithm engineers that we're hiring now. Medical devices, he's sitting in the back. I've done bracelets, necklace about diabetes on cruise ships. So you name the industry, energy sector, Siemens, GE, we help. So again, we just solve amazing problems and challenges in the sector. Thank you. I heard a rumor.
No, that's a straight elevator.
And I didn't know what picture. I thought it was pointing.
So you guys actually
I'll start it off. AI has been kind of a buzzword, and I'm not a techie person, but I'm familiar enough. Can you tell us a little bit about how AI has changed the way you work, or is changing the way you're working?
Changing everything, right? So we talked Department of Defense. That's where I like the type of AI, because now we're talking containerization, cloud, modernization, security along with it. So what's great about what we're doing for Space Command, Space Force, I partner with the big guys, Lockheed Martin, Cole is going to be that project. Again, what we do is solve challenges using AI, but in a secure cloud, containerized environment, and we train our own models. Now with that said, it could really help Lake County, which I brought to lead. One of my clients needs to help train AI. So you can pictures. Now, I might be able to employ 150 people in Lake County by using the university and schools for like that type of role. Electric car sees a stop sign, it stops. Why happens if somebody has a bumper sticker or a stop sign in front of them? So it's just people going through videos and pictures training the AI. So yeah, AI in all of our lives is changing and is there. I've been using it for a decade, actually, machine learning, containerization. Now it's gotten really fancy, but it is at your fingertips. Everyone pay the $20, use the ChatGPT. We usually solve stuff with like AWS, Azure, so higher end AI, machine learning, containerization. But it's everywhere. Good luck. Flying cars are coming. Great.
Can you like provide like an example more in regards to the solution that you're helping someone?
6 months ago, Dominion Energy hit me. They gave me 5 scientific equations to detect gas loss nationwide in their pipes. So normally I would have a scientific, it's me, 4 engineers, it would have been about a $600,000 project, 6 months of effort, utilizing AI, because it wasn't DoD, I had to worry about security. My dad did it over the weekend. So what we did was then I charged them 25 grand, gave them an engineer, we solved the entire scientific equations, we reintegrated back to their systems, and we created a little dashboard for them. So, hey, North Carolina, or this city, this town, this is green, we have gas loss, we gotta go check it out. So you name the challenge. Siemens Energy, they had 65,000 employees, they couldn't know, they were used to spending $3 million a month on contractors when they had employees available. Create a little tool using AI. Here's your 65,000 employees. Here's the people in Houston. Oh, by the way, they have nuclear, they have wind, they have line. Why don't you call your own employees first? So, and again, it's just universal Excel spreadsheets with t-shirts and cups. They had 67 people going through Excel spreadsheets. We create a tool, AI, cloud, and now it says, hey, spring break's coming up. You better free more of this too. Normally you spend, you go through more. So again, we just solved the challenge, serving beer, with facial recognition. It's going to be Whole Foods soon. It's going to be sporting events. So we just take the challenge, and my CTO co-founder will tell me we're agnostic. So we use the best tool in tech for the job, and unless the environment demands security.
Thank you.
Since we're just going down the line, I'll take this one. So you mentioned that you work in a lot of different industries across applying these solutions. How do you manage being too broad? How would you describe the targeted customer, the target market, given that it applies very broadly?
I love it. You go really broad, really quick, and it deletes it. So we have almost shifted entirely back to DoD. And because of this building and uses in Lake County, the hub zone side of it, instead of size, I can just partner a team, these clusters, and just help people. And that's all we do. We don't do anything ourselves. We partner and we own it. So really, really narrow the focus now.
Awesome. All right, we'll give our judges a second to fill in their scores. But next up, we are going to have Agree.
Did she pronounce it right? Yes.
Just gonna let the judges cook for a minute. Let them cook. Are y'all ready? Hello, everybody. My name is Jordan Bentley, and I'm the founder of Agree, and I'm here today to talk to you about VR. That is vine ripening, not virtual reality. Did you know that on average, produce travels 1,500 miles to reach your plate? That's right. It has to be picked and packed prematurely to reach you in time. And this leads to a 30% loss in nutritional value and a huge loss in flavor. Have you noticed the lack of flavor in modern produce? Well, no, your parents weren't lying. It's true that produce tasted better when the supply chain was shorter. And in fact, this is a direct result of being picked weeks or even months before it reaches the consumer. So distance is a huge problem in the food supply chain. And we haven't even talked about food waste or all of the carbon emissions for that food to reach you. So how do we fix this? By shopping directly with local farmers in your area. But that's difficult, right? I mean, the grocery store is easy. And a Google search of farms near me is not going to yield you very much. You're going to get back ads, maybe some farm sites without an online storefront. So that's a problem in and of itself. Another problem here is farmers markets nowadays are mostly comprised of food vendors, food trucks, and artisans that sell stuff on Etsy. So why go to the farmer's market when I have Uber Eats at home? Or I can shop Etsy at home, right? Well, what if you could shop local farms as easily as you can Uber Eats? Enter Agree. Enter Agree, the online farmers market. The farm-to-table app that allows you to shop directly with local farmers in your area, purchase through them, subscribe to their veggie box, and pick up directly at the farm or a food hub closer to you in town. Pretty soon we'll be offering SNAP and EBT payments. My time is almost up. And direct delivery to your house. So visit agree.io today, sign up, and agree to go local. Thank you.
Well, you nailed the problem. Definitely got into that. So talk to us a little bit about how Agree, how do you monetize this? How are you getting the farms involved and signed onto it?
Yeah, so we offer help with their marketing services. We allow user-generated content for farms to share their goods and share a little bit about their farm. And we publish and collaborate that stuff along with them on social media, primarily through Instagram and Facebook. Now, onboarding them is very similar to how Airbnb onboards their hosts, right? So we get them on a call, tell them how to use the platform, what's the proper way to use it and converse with their clients. So it is, our time's in quite the demand, because we do meet with all of our farmers and see it as a partnership. Hopefully that answers your question.
I would like to know more in regards to the customer segment and just like what went into like evaluating for sure, like who's gonna utilize your product.
Yeah, so we did a bunch of surveys. We surveyed about 50 people at farmers markets and learned a little bit about what they wanted to see at the farmers market, and almost all of them said more farmers. So we noticed that was an issue, is that there weren't very many farmers at farmers markets anymore. And people wanted to see that, and therefore they needed a platform, an easier platform to shop local farmers. So that was sort of our customer discovery there. We could see that there was a demand for it. And, we just launched in July and we have about 250 users now. And we just have one hub in Orlando at the moment, which includes some farms here in Lake County even. So we're trying to build centralized hubs in city centers where farmers can make those deliveries and complete a lot of their deliveries, a lot of their orders in one delivery to town. So we did a customer discovery at farmers markets and asked about what do you want to see, more farms, and then what's the issue, and that's the distance to the farms.
This is great. I come from an ag background, so I definitely appreciate what you guys are doing. Can you talk a little bit more about the producer side of things? Are you getting in with the larger producers who already have an established market, or do you find that you're working more with the kind of startup ag businesses?
We're working a lot more with small to medium farms. A lot of the big farms don't do retail. And if they do, you're gonna have to call them and ask about it, see what they have. The small to medium farms, especially like the homesteading community, is growing massively right now. You've probably heard about millennials are quitting their jobs to start a homestead. Well, those are the people that we want selling on our platform. The types that maybe already have an Etsy store. That's how we're reaching out to those people, and we want to help them in their marketing efforts. So that's a big factor.
Yeah. All right, that's time. I know it's tough because everyone I know has so many questions for them too, but that's exactly right. You should be able to. We want to make sure and help the companies practice saying their pitch in this short amount of time, and also giving judges the opportunity to help improve those quick pitches by asking the questions that they were looking for within the pitch. So last but certainly not least, we have compete.
Everybody have one of these? What if we could use this to solve a current problem that sports across the board are declining? And it coincides with a global health crisis, skyrocketing obesity rates. Young people think that sports are too serious too soon, they have to specialize too soon, and they would rather be under technology. So, my name is Jennifer LaPointe. I'm a Hall of Fame athlete. I've been in sports for over 50 years. I realize what sports can do to change a life, right? And I also know that practice and fitness is not as fun as playing in a game or competing. So my bet is that we can take a smartphone, smart tracking devices, AI scoring and AI coaching, and create an app using video game science to make it sticky and fun so young people will want to get off the couch and play. We're part of a $129 billion connected fitness market. We're going after niche outdoor lifestyle type sports first, which is 165 million people in the US. Our number one competitor is Strava. It's a running app, just for running and cycling, with over 100 million users. So we're creating the Strava for everybody else, whether it's skydiving, equestrian, yoga, planking in your living room, or water skiing, which is my sport. We're creating the fun, sticky way for you to play. And I hope all of you will join me in connecting and competing so that you can work on your fitness, your family's fitness, and your children's fitness. Thank you.
What age are you targeting this to primarily?
Well, our goal is to really impact young people. I think if we come across with a message that we're trying to make you more fit, they're not going to like it. So we think it's very important that we are in the esports and video game business and that we can motivate them using that science.
Is this like a subscription model, or how exactly do you guys?
Yes, it will be advertising first, and then subscriptions, and then upgrades like you do in a video game, and upgrades for various things that you can do in the app.
So the fitness space is fairly crowded. There's a lot of technology solutions. There's a lot of different companies with all the different products that come on the late night 3 a.m. type of television things. How are you differentiating Compete United and standing out, amidst this kind of sea of what could be perceived as similar solutions?
Well, one is that we are a network of smaller sports. I call them the ugly stepchildren, right? It's not like we're excluding major sports, but we're connecting the sports that no one else is marketing to. And that is 165 million people. So whether it's skydiving, yoga, water skiing, wakeboarding, it's big in Lake County. So one is connecting those sports. And the second piece is focusing on fun. We've got to use the science of video games. The same thing that makes your kids sit there for 8 hours, we need to use that science and reverse engineer it so that they want to go outside and play. And the other thing is using the social learning theory, which is connecting us all together. So we, 5 girls right here, can all be on a team, and it's very important to my winning in the app if you go walking today or this week, right? So we're going to use teams and the connectedness to also drive it.
Can you explain more like how you're marketing it to your customer segments?
Well, that is our weakness at this point. We haven't been to the market really yet. We'll probably be leveraging my influence in sports. We do think that sport influencers are going to be the main way for us to go forward. We want to have a revenue share model with them. So if I'm an influencer in water skiing, let's say, then if I bring 5,000 of my fans to the app, I would get a slice of the pie. So this is also good in sports because it helps these niche sport athletes be able to afford to be in sports.
What is that price point?
Pardon me?
Do you have that price point? Is it monthly?
Monthly would be it would be like $9.99.
Can you talk us through kind of on the user side, if you were a skydiver, which I'm certainly not, how you would use that app?
So the sports that are going to be working the best is something that someone else can record you in 30 seconds, right? And something that looks interesting. So a team of soccer players playing on the field will be as exciting as somebody kicking a soccer ball where your friend can videotape you. But you and I can be on a team together or go head to head. We're using video as the main tool.
Alright, that's time. All right, so that is all of our contestants. So let's give them a round of applause. All right, and then before the judges head back to deliberate, I'm actually going to ask everyone to gather over here. Unfortunately, all of you guys. We're going to take a big group photo. And then after we take the photo, can the corridor staff and the speakers from today, Pam and George and everyone from Mega Workplace, come up front and we'll take a picture of all of us after. Okay? Okay. So first we'll take one of all of us this way. Yeah. Just everyone stand where you're at and maybe just take a
Yeah, I think so. I don't know either. I'm just going to say it here.
All right, everyone look up front. Switch together.
That's good.
But it sounded better first. You sounded right.
You just get
Upstairs. I know. Yeah. I think I answered that, but I ended up upstairs.
All right. Ready? On 3, everyone say Happy Halloween. Even though it might not be the prettiest smile, then we'll do a regular smile. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Halloween. All right, and then we'll do just do one more. Everyone, have fun. Everyone be there. All right. All right, thank you guys. And then I'll just have the judges and the speakers and the corridor come up here. Everyone else, feel free to go grab some more food in the room over there, some more drinks, sweet water, sodas, anything like that.